Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Dr. Andrea Ryan, and I am here today to present to you about a health professional's guide to the doTERRA business opportunity. I myself am a chiropractor, technically retired. I retired about 4.5 years ago from active practice. I worked alongside my husband, who still is in active practice in our hometown north of Toronto, Ontario, or my hometown north of Toronto, Ontario. And we have been using doTERRA in our family and in our practice for about 8 years now. So today, the purpose for me is to not necessarily show you how to integrate these products and oils into your practice. That's a whole other discussion. However, what this is a great opportunity for you to understand why, as a healthcare professional, it would be worthy of your time to look into the business opportunity and why building a business with doTERRA is so aligned with what we believe as healthcare practitioners. Personally, I can attest to the fact that I was introduced to the oils, well, about 8.5 years ago, and we had been approached by lots of different network marketing companies. I was very much against them. My husband was very much against them. We just never really found one that actually we didn't even really look at them, to be totally frank. We kind of wiped off the whole the whole industry to start with. But when doTERRA fell into our lap, we were introduced to it on a personal level. We were up at a cottage in Northern Ontario, which, if you know, in June is bug haven. And our son, who at the time would have been about 4 or 5, was really bitten up by mosquitoes. And someone gave us lavender and then also TerraShield. Lavender helps with the itch of bug bites. TerraShield is an all-natural bug spray from doTERRA. And I was hooked. I ordered the oils strictly as a customer for the first few months until it just became very natural that I was sharing what was working for our family within our professional setting at the practice with my friends, my community. And that really grew to a new passion of mine, which is to teach and educate on essential oils as it relates to the support of people and how they can navigate with their health and well-being. So anyways, I'm thrilled to have you here. I hope that over the next 20 minutes or so you get some questions answered, and by all means, if as you're listening to this you have more questions, at the very end I share my cell phone that you can text me at, and let me know if whatever questions you have, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so why are we looking at doTERRA and why now? It's been around for 14 years. People are not new to it by any stretch. It's certainly a program or a company that is familiar, especially in the essential oils industry. The reason being is that it is the largest and most tested and trusted essential oils company in the world. But why now is because we're really on this second wave of doTERRA. We certainly had the early adopters in the beginning, in the first decade of the business expanding, but doTERRA in the last year has committed to tripling their impact worldwide by the year 2030. And as a show of that, in the United States alone, let alone other nations, but specifically in the US, majority of people listening in on this will be from the US. There is a program called Founders 2.0 where as they expand and triple their impact over the next 10 years, well, 8 years now, they have opened up the opportunity for even more commitment and connection in with their wellness advocates, with the individuals that are building businesses within doTERRA through that Founders Club. Highly successful, and it gives you as you build out your business, a real opportunity to have a vested interest in the continued growth and flourishing of doTERRA itself. So let's go into a little bit about why doTERRA, I think, healthcare professionals are so uniquely positioned to build a doTERRA business and alongside whatever their offerings are at the time. But really create this incredible business opportunity and residual income opportunity. So of course we are known for our essential oils and our blends. That's the main product, of course, that we sell. That's what we have built this business on. It's what the doTERRA has built their reputation on, because they're very clear with regards to the quality of their oils and what they ensuring that the quality is there, ensuring that the way that they harvest and distill their oils and the relationship they have with those in the countries that they distill their oils from, I'll touch a bit about that in a bit, is really crucial to them and it's really important to them. So that's where we've built our reputation on things. But beyond that, we have a number of other product lines that go really beautifully for healthcare professionals. We have wellness products, incredible quality supplements lines that go through many different facets. General health with regards to a lifelong vitality, which is a three-part supplement that everyone can take on a daily basis. But then we have specific essential oils for specific supplements for digestion, for neurological health, for reducing inflammation, et cetera, et cetera. So, there's ones for pain, for sleep, for stress. So it really becomes a health and well-being approach versus a treatment-based approach. We have a hair care line, skin care line. There is a dental line as well with toothpaste, mouthwash, etc. There's a nutrition line with the proteins, the fibers, and the greens. And most recently, they just launched a cleaning line. So if you're looking at educating more on a low tox lifestyle, this would be a great opportunity to add the cleaning line in as well. Let's discuss the purity, because I said earlier, we are the most tested and most trusted and most transparent company when it comes to showing the purity of our oils. On each bottle, at the bottom of each bottle, there is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, it's a bit of a dark day. Here we go. There's like a little SKU number on the bottom. And not only that, but you have on each bottle a little designation called CPTG. And CPTG stands for Certified Pure Tested Grade. Now, what that means is that every single batch of essential oils, every barrel of essential oils that comes to dōTERRA gets tested heavily to ensure that the quality is there. You can see a list of the more popular tests that most people are aware of if you understand essential oil testing, but there's over 40 different tests that dōTERRA does. If the oil does not match that level of purity and consistency with what they ensure, and recognizing there's seasonability of oils, and so lavender that grows in spring versus fall, or in France versus in Bulgaria, there may be slight differences, but overall we're looking for a consistency in the chemical makeup of that essential oil to ensure the quality is there. And CPTG, when you see that, you can guarantee that that has reached that quality goal. If it's not met for whatever reason, and I think it's something about 11% of oils come in and there's issues with the quality, then those oils are sold off to a lesser company that does not have as much concern for the purity of those oils. Now, the SKU number that's on the bottom of each of those oils can be input into a website called Source2You, SOURCETOYOU.com, in order to see the gas chromatography test results and the signature of the individual that actually took part on that. So if you can read a gas chromatography report, you'll be able to see the testing of that specific oil brand. And that's what I mean by transparent, is that we're very open. We're one of, I think, 3 companies in the world that actually shows our testing, just because we want to be the consumer to have awareness for what they are purchasing. Sustainability with co-impact sourcing, and we'll talk a little bit in a bit with regards to the healing hands, but they do somewhat go hand in hand there. Co-impact sourcing basically defines the heart of dōTERRA, in that when dōTERRA got started, they saw a difference that they didn't love in the essential oil industry around the world, in that many essential oil companies were coming to the States and basically growing a lot of their plants they would use for the essential oils in greenhouses. And dōTERRA recognizes that the quality of a plant is going to be directly linked to the natural habitat with which it grows. So lavender, I can grow lavender in my backyard here in Barrie, Ontario, if I really wanted to, but I do know that that is not going to be creating the optimal lavender plant, where lavender grows naturally in Bulgaria and France. And so they wanted to, or dōTERRA really wanted to ensure that they weren't bringing all of their harvesting to, and growing and harvesting to the United States, and instead we're working around the world. And the beautiful thing with this is that when we look at co-impact sourcing, is that when they go to these different countries, over 4,500, most of these countries, over half the countries, are considered developing nations. And so we were going there and really being able to help these farmers and these harvesters and these distillers flourish in their own home countries. And we weren't taking business away from them. It was very much a co-impact sourcing, in that we were working with a very good relationship with all of these people around the world. Yes, it's a bit more expensive on our end, but we recognize that the global impact here was going to be much more deeper than had we purchased out of the United States and only grown out of the United States. So as it says here, it develops long-term, mutually beneficial supplier partnerships. We've created sustainable jobs where people are being paid directly instead of there being a middleman. And not only that, when you'll see with the co-impact sourcing in many of these nations that are developing, we're making those countries, we're leaving a better footprint there. So dōTERRA has partnered with many of these countries in order to bring in, or communities, I should say, not necessarily countries, but the communities with which we source from, to bring in fresh water, better schools, health clinics. They've helped with disaster relief in Haiti and Nepal after hurricanes and earthquakes. So it really does become a much greater, what's the word I'm looking for? Greater impact than simply, hey, let's get these oils. We're making sure that we leave a better footprint after we've worked with these individuals and continue to work with these individuals. So dōTERRA is not your typical direct selling company. Most direct selling companies lead with the business opportunity. Now, I do recognize the irony of this, considering as you're listening to this, we are pitching you on the business opportunity. However, if I were to look at my organization and the number of accounts that I have under me, of which there are thousands, over 85% of those are customer accounts only, meaning well over 85% of the people that order from me on a regular basis are only customers. So they're there, they're purchasing oils, supplements, the hair care lines, the nutrition line, et cetera, et cetera. And we have an incredible product, thank goodness, and we get to lead with that product for well over 85% of those interactions. Now, in this case, yes, I'm focused on the business opportunity, but you can know that when you are offering these products and essential oils to your customers and your greater communities, you're selling an exceptional product that has been backed by millions of people around the world that have had incredible experiences with the product line. So it feels really good to know that it is a different approach to direct selling, in that we lead with the product primarily, and that the product actually works. And this is where I feel healthcare professionals are uniquely positioned here, is that we share about a wellness lifestyle. This is not just about take lavender to help with sleep or take peppermint to help with your headaches. Yes, we know that those oils can support those health issues, but in reality, we are really focused on bringing essential oils in and help weaving them into their lifestyle that they already have. And if you have patients who are focused on getting better, living healthier, taking responsibility for their health, dōTERRA can fit really beautifully into that lifestyle so that they feel good about what they're creating and how they're being supported on multiple different levels, from the care that you provide to the at-home care that they get to begin with through your office as well. We have an incredible retention rate. We're going to average it at about 65%, which is meaning that 65% of the customers underneath me and the business partners underneath me, business partners 100%, but the customers, we have a 65% retention rate, in that 65% of them order at least one thing every single month. Now, why is this so important? The direct selling industry in general has about a 12% retention rate. So that means that only on most other direct selling companies are going to be somewhere around 12%, whereas we are at 65%. And we have maintained this rate for over 12 years, now actually over 13, 14 years, since we're going into our 14th year of existence. So this retention rate is phenomenal. We are, of course, in the beginnings of a recession right now, but dōTERRA was built in 2008, which of course was a massive recession within the United States. And we saw the housing market crash, and dōTERRA actually had some of its greatest growth at that point. So we're very excited about this. The growth within direct selling in 2020, I do not have an updated 2021. However, in 2020, dōTERRA saw a 5% increase in growth internationally. Whereas, as you can see, a lot of these other essential oil companies, except for Koei and Korea, I'm not familiar with them, They also saw an increase, but you can see in the top 10, we are top 10 ranked companies. We certainly had continued growth, and we continue to expect to continue to see growth. We're very excited right now because in India, which is our last large market to really open, it starts in June. Within India, we are going to network marketing or social selling, direct selling industry there is expected to quadruple within the next 3 years, going from a $2.1 billion industry to over $8.4 billion by 2025. And dōTERRA itself is expected to grow from next to nothing. They have less than about 3,000 accounts in India right now, to well over 400 million per year within the first 8 years of business. So we are going to see explosive growth in India. So if you are a provider there, or if you have connections there, this would also be another great opportunity to get started within the India market too. And with that saying, when we look at dōTERRA, there are a lot of different benefits to it. Not only are we global, there's over 120 markets that are open now, India being a recent one, Thailand is recently opening. There's very few markets that we don't have direct access to, meaning we don't have a warehouse in that country right now, but there isn't, as far as I know, a country in the world that you can't get essential oils to in some way, shape, or form, whether they have to be shipped out of the States or whether, there needs to be a little bit of, you can direct it to you and then send it on, but ultimately you can pretty much build anywhere you want. dōTERRA is privately held. It is 100% debt free, and they don't invest any further in their business, whether it be in a new distillery, a new market, a new oil, anything, unless they can financially back and everything is paid for. They were actually exceeded the growth of Apple within the 10-year period of time that they were building. So it was pretty expansive to see how phenomenal they did. There is over $1 billion in assets. They have over $2 billion in global sales. As I mentioned earlier, we're the world's largest essential oil company, and we are part of $1 trillion wellness industry. If you are a healthcare provider, you already know how massive this is and how it continues to grow. If anything, over the last 2 years, during the COVID years, we saw an absolute necessity to teach people about the importance of taking care of their health and their well-being. And while they were coming to me for their neurological care, making sure their brain-body connection was there, which is fundamental for me, I believe wholeheartedly when it comes to health and well-being. But I know that when someone leaves my practice and they go back to the lifestyle they live and they continue to make all those lifestyle choices that brought them into my practice to begin with, unless I can give them the tools to start changing that lifestyle at home, then, yes, they'll be a patient for life for me, but ultimately my goal isn't to have them adjusted every single week for the rest of their life. My goal is to help them really revitalize their life so that they can change their lifestyle and require less of a healthcare model and instead be able to focus and thrive in a self-care model. We have proven leadership. This is our executive team. They are out of Utah, and they have been committed to this business since day one. They have been very focused on improving their leadership and continuing to expand and grow and really, as I said, bring dōTERRA into that next level of global impact in the next 8 years now and through till 2030. All of the original founders still remain active and committed, with the gentleman second to the right, David Sterling, is taking a 3-year sabbatical and will be stepping back from the company. However, we have brought in these other executives have risen up, and they will be taking over that role and bringing in more diverse leadership over the coming years in order to fill that gap. Our service culture is something else we also lead with. The dōTERRA Healing Hands Foundation is something that all wellness advocates and customers can give back to at the minimum of $1 donation each month if they wish, and if they can do, of course, more. And this Healing Hands Foundation provides a service culture for lots of different areas that dōTERRA feels very strongly with. So financial situations, we work with Mentors International, which brings small scale loans to small scale businesses in developing nations. So if we are in Africa or India and there are small companies or individuals that want to build and begin their own small business, whether it be to purchase farmland or to purchase products and or you know, materials that they need to build their business, they can approach through Mentors International, and dōTERRA is associated with those. We fight human trafficking through RAFA International and Three Strands Global Foundation. And we also have health and education through Days for Girls International, which is where we're bringing reusable sanitary products and menstrual products for young women and girls around the world where their menstrual health is not taken care of. And honestly, they're more often shunned for that part of their life, for that part of the month. And so we're really bringing that education and product to them so that they feel more empowered when it comes to their womanhood. When you're looking at building a dōTERRA business, there are many systems and support already in place for you. The moment that you get started with dōTERRA, you get a free dōTERRA website that really you can build your entire business from. Yes, there are benefits of social media, team calls, team, mentor support, etc. But if all you did was start it with your dōTERRA website, you can build a business within the network marketing industry, specifically with dōTERRA. However, there are sales guides, there's mentor instructions through someone like myself. We have podcasts, ebooks, business trainings. We have a thriving oil community that is free for everyone under my organization. Their customers can access it. You as a business partner can access it and use it for your own education, benefit, etc. We have social media marketing support on a very affordable level, less than $10 a month, all the way up to I think $49.99 for the year, if I remember. But anyways, lots of different options there. And then there's state-of-the-art systems for ordering and commissioning. Here's the thing, you do not need to hold on to product. You do not need to have inventory. You get to have everything online. Ultimately, you're showing and teaching your customers how to order for themselves, and then they direct order to their home so that it doesn't fall on your shoulders to have to deal with that. And your commissions are paid out on a weekly and monthly basis direct to your bank account, so that you can just simply enjoy the benefits of building strictly online and enjoying the commissions as a result. There are 5 different ways to make money, and truthfully, I would go into these in much greater detail, but I just want you to understand all the different ways and understanding there are fast ways to earn an income and long-term ways to earn an income. dōTERRA is very open, as am I, about the fact that they are not a get-rich-quick scheme. And I want to be very clear with that. If that's what you're looking for in a network marketing company, dōTERRA is not the company for you. We're more about the long-term, sustainable, residual income for people to help them not only get out of debt, but also further them towards retirement and making a global impact for not just themselves, but all of the lives that they impact on a daily basis. That being said, retail and fast start are 2 ways to make an income immediately, where you get your oils paid for and you can start to see a generator of income that you can put back into your business. Retail is simply that. There is a retail component of your site where if you have patients who want to come in and simply order 1 or 2 things off your site, or you can create a residual or a retail space in your practice or through your website that you can show people the products that way. Fast start is basically when you first get someone started in dōTERRA. For example, if you were to get started with dōTERRA under me, with me as your guide, I would earn a percentage of your initial order for the first 60 days, your initial orders for the first 60 days. I make a 20% commission on that. Now, fast start goes down 3 different levels. So if you were to get some of your patients started, you would earn 20% on your patients, I would earn 10%. And if your patients helped their friends get started, your patients would earn 20%, you would earn 10% of their friends, and I would earn 5% of their friends' first 60 days of orders. When it comes to someone getting paid quickly right off the bat, that's where I really focus people at the beginning, is get people started in dōTERRA, help them bring those oils into their home, show them how they can make over their lifestyle from a healthier standpoint, and that's what Fast Start is there for. Power of 3 unilevel and empowerment bonuses take longer to be able to earn. However, the thing with this is that Fast Start is today's money. Power of 3 unilevel and empowerment bonus is the residual income money and the long-term money that you will make, that once it's there and you are continuing to pour into your customers and support them in that way. But as they start to build that out and start to see a focus on that, it starts to flip over and you make this long-term residual income that generates income every single month without you having to put a lot of extra effort into it. The time and effort is put into the very beginning where you're teaching your customers how to, or your patients, how to take care of themselves, how to use those oils on a regular basis. But then over time, it trickles into these 3, 4, and 5, depending on how large you want to build your organization, these last 3 income generators. And that's where the power of residual income really truly comes in. I would, if you're interested in learning more about this, I would do a totally separate call one-on-one and show you how to generate this income so that you feel really confident with it and how to maximize on all 5 levels over time. The average earnings in doTERRA, this is based on rank, which is one means of, if we go back just one slide, where we get to unilevel and empowerment bonuses. As the unilevel starts to build out and you build out a larger team, you'll achieve different ranks or levels in doTERRA. The empowerment bonus here, paid monthly, incorporates into these different ranks. We look at silver all the way up to presidential diamond. There are ranks below silver to help you grow up into that rank, but this is the average annual earnings in US dollars of people who have been at these ranks sustainably for over 2 years. When we look at the rank of gold, I like to liken this as your doTERRA retirement account, because $59,500, if we just up that just a touch to $60,000, if you were to take out $5,000 a month to live on, which is not everyone's ideal number. Some people are obviously going to want more. Some people may be able to sustain themselves on less. A little tough right now with inflation, but if you're taking out $5,000 each month and you had $1 million in the bank that could generate that, and you're taking it out 5% savings, or 5%, oh my gosh, the word. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. At 5%, you're going to be able to sustain that on $5,000 a month. So the gold level really is an income of $5,000 being put into your bank account each month. And on average, it takes about 2 years for someone to get to the rank of gold if they're working consistently and partnering with the right people in order to reach that goal. And then once you teach other people to get there, that residual income continues to compound and you see stronger and longer benefits of building this doTERRA business for the long term. The network marketing model, in conjunction with a high quality product or service, which of course doTERRA has, presents an unparalleled opportunity for people to thrive. We are seeing more and more now that there is the opportunity to build virtually. The idea of a brick and mortar business, while still beneficial, especially in the healthcare field, we recognize the importance of, as a chiropractor, getting my hands on people and seeing people face to face is critically important. However, to have this driver on the side that helps to bring up that residual income, a secondary income, can really help you build and feel confident with the money that you're making, and knowing that you have these different ways to do it, especially when it just is, again, so aligned with what we believe as healthcare providers, in that people need to take responsibility for their health. doTERRA just really does offer that unprecedented or unparalleled opportunity for you to thrive and truly bring up that opportunity for a secondary income. So if you already have a doTERRA wholesale account, I might not be the person for you. If you do have a doTERRA wholesale account, you're really going to want to go back to the individual that got you started with doTERRA and talk to them about that business opportunity and wanting to get it started within your business. If you have not ordered in over 6 months, or if you don't have an active upline or guide that got you started, certainly reach out to me and I can walk you through your options. But if you have a good relationship with the person who got you started, then that's going to be the option for you. If you have not yet had a doTERRA wholesale account, there are so many different options to get started. The membership for or an account fee for a year in doTERRA is $35 US, 42 Canadian, and that affords you a free, it affords you the discount of 25% off all the products that doTERRA has to offer. It also gives you a free website that you can build your business from. Now, that fee is waived if you start with any of these collections to begin with. I really encourage people to look at a collection, especially as a healthcare provider, that supports the health and well-being of not just themselves, but their patients, so you can teach them and sample them and have them understand how to use these kits. These are the collections available in the US, and these are the collections available in Canada. These change in flux every once in a while, which is why I don't have the prices on them, but they do range in price from under $100 to well over $400 for the Nature's Solutions kit. I think it's $600 in Canada. And then the newest kit that was just released not long ago is the Oil Collectors Kit. If you are serious about building a doTERRA business, I would strongly urge you to look at that option. It has over 80 oils to help you get started and really dive into using doTERRA as a means and a driver for your business. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die, says so for the famous Warren Buffett. This is really critical. I cannot tell you how cool it is to wake up each morning and see an income that I've generated as a result of the work I've already done with doTERRA. And as I said, this can be integrated into your current health offerings. As a professional, you have lots of different options there to be able to support your well-being. All right, if you have any questions, by all means, please text me. My number is below. You can reach out to me at 705-230-9197. Ask for my ebook for health professionals, or if you would like any more information or would like to set up a one-on-one consult or a private consult, I'd be thrilled to do that. We can set those up during the week, and I can go through your options when it comes to building that doTERRA business. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure, and I hope that we get to connect soon and that I've answered any questions you may have. Have a fantastic day.